Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. Lately I've been doing a lot of thinking and I've got some pretty big projects planned for the next couple episodes. Hopefully we can make a lot of progress because I'm having like a little urge of inspiration recently, so let's get right into it. Alright guys, I got some signs here. You guys know I love my signs. A few of these are things that I've done before this episode and some of them are plans, so let's just go through them real quick. Probably the most recent is end looting. So I did a lot of end looting, and you might be thinking, oh, well, how much could he have possibly done? Quite a bit. You might actually be a little surprised. But this is all the armor that I got, and I'll just go through what I got because it's quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks of diamonds. All this gold. I've got over a stack of dragon heads, a bunch of shulker things, and then this is basically just blocks from getting into the dungeons. This isn't even me collecting blocks. So the part that might actually surprise you is the amount of tools and armor that I got. So this is 1 full chest, 2 full chests, 3 full chests of tools, and then along with that for armor I've got 1 full chest, 2 full chests, 3, and then this is an entire just elytra. Got even more elytra, more tools. That one's empty. And you might be thinking, well, aren't a lot of those cursed, so they're basically useless? No, actually, all of these are the non-cursed items. I specifically took out the cursed items and put them in here, so that stuff's not even the cursed part. So all of this is just good armor. But I do have a plan for that non-cursed armor. Where is it? Here. Yes, here we go. If you guys know, this is where I've kept my dragon egg for the past 5+ years. But in the background, there's these dudes with like iron armor and stuff. Honestly, that's not chill. So what I'm going to be doing here, alright everybody, so it's all diamonded up now. I can go ahead and close this up. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And I've still got a lot of armor actually left over. Now I'm not sure what to do with it. Alright guys, and here are some of the plans that I've got swirling in my brain, and we'll see what we're going to be doing. So these are kind of more long-term, so I want to get polar bears again because my last one's died. I want to have an auto sheep shearer, a berry farm, a new squid farm because our last one broke. I want to build some form of flying game. I want to get our end hub started. I want to have another tree farm. You guys know I built one with my own design, but I want to have like an industrial one. So I might make a new one from someone else. That's, better than building than I am. We need to get started on our nether hub. For the flower farm, I want to put a 2 pulse on it because right now I have some like really janky timer. And lastly, this is an idea that I've been playing with and that I actually kind of want your opinion down in the comments if you are watching. So here's what I've been thinking, and then we're gonna have to talk through this a little bit. So lately I've been watching a lot of Hermitcraft, and what's really nice about Hermitcraft is it's obviously a multiplayer server. So they have a lot of like player-to-player interactions as far as like stores and stuff like that. Well, I want something like that in my world, but obviously this is a single player world, and I will always keep it a single player world because I don't like playing with other people. But I still want that form of interaction as far as like shops go. So hear me out, and this is what I'm thinking. So you guys know we got our, big Trump tower here. Well, the thing is empty. It's literally empty, and it goes all the way up here. This is a lot of space that we're not using. But here's my plan, and this is kind of why it goes along with the whole shop idea. What would you guys think of making this giant building into a form of like a multiplayer shop, but it being basically only me? So what I'll be doing is I'll be setting up stalls in every single floor that I can purchase certain items, and obviously this would have to be completely regulated by me alone because it's single player. But yeah, what I'm thinking is just going through all of the items in the game, setting up a stall for every single item in the game, putting a fair and reasonable price, and then just having that so as far as like in this game I can choose to buy stuff. Now of course, to do this I would have to go into creative and stock all of the stores. Now I'm going to put this out there, and I would think this is fairly obvious, but I'm not going to be just like taking items for free and stuff like that. I'm not going to be going into creative to have personal gain, but to create these shops, and then once they're created I can use them anytime fairly and buy stuff. But I'm genuinely curious about what you guys think about this in the comments, because I hate like cheating and creative and things like that. I don't like doing it. It ruins the complete fun of the game. But I think something like this doesn't really break the fun, because it's a pretty fair system that exists in a lot of other, you know, Minecraft worlds. And especially if I'm pretty reasonable, like 1 diamond block for a single netherite, I think that, you know, stuff like that is fairly reasonable, or like 1 diamond for a stack of, you know, a certain type of block. But anyway, guys, we're not going to be doing that today, because I do want to hear your feedback in the comments, and if I don't get any comments, well, then I'm just going to keep thinking about it anyway and kind of come up to a conclusion. But I do have that idea, and I think it could be a fairly cool idea. And I died. I do that a lot, where it doesn't seem like I'm falling very much, but I'm actually hurling myself to death. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get just one thing out of the way. Let's go ahead and put a double pulse circuit on this, because the timings are all messed up and this farm doesn't work half the time because I put a really janky timer on it that literally makes no sense. Alright everybody, I just spent the past like 30 minutes with a bunch of dumb ideas, where it's actually a lot simpler than I even thought to fix this. I really don't know why I haven't thought of this before, but it's actually pretty stupidly simple. Let me go ahead and do that. Just eliminating that second timer. Eliminating that second timer, just do 1 pulse, you know. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just get one there, get one there, nothing into the times below, do that, go ahead and bang, bang. Have 2 repeaters come out of these, have those going into there. I don't even move it back, because all I have to do is put, for now I'm going to remove that. What I can do is just do that, and then that works perfectly, because I need this one to be a second lower anyway. Which, okay, there's no water over there. I'm going to go ahead and let this move back. Okay, and this should give me 2 pulses, on and off, quick enough. Let's see, on, off. I need just a tiny bit longer, So what I'm going to do is go ahead and move this even further back and give it maybe like 3 more. Let's see if that is long enough. And then it shuts off. Maybe. So go ahead and put that 4th there. Go ahead and put that 4th, and that should be long enough. And that should, even if it doesn't grab all of the items the first time, see how like there was one left behind? Well, technically, when it comes around the second time, it should gather that. So no matter what, every second cycle, everything eventually gets brought over. Alright guys, there we go. Fixed. We didn't need that second timer with all this, you know, bunch of mess. Look, I just need 1 timer, 2 1 pulses right after another. Easy guys. So the 2 big projects that I really want to do, and these are obviously going to be very, very long in the making, but the end hub and nether hub, it seems like those are the 2 things that I've neglected very, very hard for some reason. And the nether hub, I don't mind. I don't mind that I've neglected the nether hub, because obviously the entire end, or the nether, got reset anyway. So I'm happy I didn't do this yet, but now that the update's finally here, I have no more excuses. I need to make a hub here. Now, I just did a little bit of work, you know, I cleared out a giant space. If you guys remember last episode, there was still a bunch of, you know, stuff everywhere. And then the end, there is quite literally nothing over there. I'm still in that like 6x2 hole. That one needs something really badly. I really need to start turning some of this into really good equipment. Well, I've got the second. I'm going to go ahead and start putting a lot of this stuff away. Alright, so I've got everything cleaned up in here. What I decided to do is take all of that stuff, put it out here, and I actually sorted them, you know, by like piece of armor, and then I'm going to, you know, fix them all and then put them in here once they're fixed. Same thing with all of this. Put them in here, and then I took all of the cursed stuff, and this is officially the cursed room, I guess. It's like a weird name. I've got, you know, the rows that started this entire base, but yeah. All of this armor here is cursed, and the more cursed armor I get, I'm just going to keep adding it onto here, and then all the cursed tools are going to be in there. And once again, guys, if you have an opinion on this, let me know, because I'm really trying to like work through if it's a good idea or not. Alright everyone, I made up my mind with what I want to do as far as the nether, and I can actually show you right now. Let's go to my redstone testing world. I built a little something. So the idea that I have is like an airplane hangar, and then what we'll do is have this big open entrance towards the open part of like the cave, because where the portal is, it's kind of like a cave that way. So I'll have this open part towards there, and then the back where we have all of our tunnels to all the biomes, you know, we'll just build a tunnel right here, and that will lead to all of our places. So I think this is a pretty good idea. I just have a few little tests, you know, just to see if it looks good. You know, I have these. I don't know if that really fits in with the theme of like a metallic airplane hangar. I have some anvils. I built an airplane from like 30 seconds. Looks terrible, but I just kind of see what it would look like. And then I was playing around with as far as like the lighting and stuff, how I would do it, and then like, you know, lighting on the walls and little like metal beams. And then I tried with these rods to have like pipes. So I'm thinking of like pipes going like kind of like up and down, and then some banners. I think it looks pretty good. And then I can show you guys the outside. The outside, it really isn't going to be used though, because we're in a cave. So basically the edge of these walls is going to line up with the cave. You're not going to ever see the outside, but I can kind of show you what it looks like. That's why I didn't put too much effort in here. If I really wanted to put an effort, I'd put in like doors, and I would like, you know, shape the sides and stuff and add more detail. But I think what's inside is the important part. So yeah, this basically just leaves me to clear out the Nether. I have to get a whole bunch of iron, which I think I already do have enough because of the iron farm. And then I just need to get together basically sea lanterns. That's the hard part. And everything else I think I already have. And then obviously these are just little test designs. I'm gonna, while I'm building, I'm gonna be, you know, testing with more designs. I'm gonna come back and forth. But yeah, this is the idea. I don't think I'm gonna get any of the build on camera, like too much of it, because you guys really don't care about that. So I'm just gonna get to work and I'll be back. Alright everybody, just a bit of progress. I ended up putting the entire floor in, the arch in the front here. And then you might be wondering why there's so many iron golems around. Well, it looks like nether spawns aren't exactly restricted around these areas. You can even hear the pigs behind this wall. So the pigs kept attacking me, so I just put in a bunch of golems and these things protect me. But yeah, this is the work that I've done so far. Now I don't have the back just yet because I'm planning to extend it more that way. Hangers are usually a lot longer than they are wide, so I want to keep extending it that way. But as far as like, you know, the hanger, this is basically the shape and the size. So I guess now I'm gonna start working on the minor details, so making the front look a little bit better. I'm gonna start putting in a lot of like the iron stuff, a lot of the pipes, and I'm gonna start you know, playing around with like the small assets. massive progress has been made. Now, I'm gonna be done for today, even though it's actually 3 days later. But this is what I have at the moment, right? So I have the entire floor put in, I have the giant arches, I have all of the things. I did a little bit in the back just now. And I just have a few things lying around, you know, I have some barrels, a little bit of like cobweb, an anvil or two. I have just these little like just decoration for the doors. I should probably go to this side. You know, I did a little bit of decoration up there. But yeah, overall, I don't want to put too much in here because if you've ever seen an airplane hangar, there's usually not stuff in there if there's not an airplane. You know, there's stuff at the side. I was thinking of like putting some like orange cones. But as far as this goes, I think the project, it's not done, but it's done for today. The only thing that I was thinking of doing is actually making it longer, but I really don't think it needs to be longer. If I ever feel like that, I will extend it back. It's not too hard, you know, I just have to keep digging. But I think as far as another hub, I think it's pretty good. You know, I have some little pipes going. Now, this did take like 3 days. And obviously I'm like a college student, so I don't have much time, but I'm happy with it, right? So now we just got to do an end hub. But before we do that, I do want to do one thing in the Nether, and that's obviously I lost all of my tunnels because of the update. So I made sure to write down all the coordinates before the update just so I know. So real quickly, I'm going to do the task of getting back to all these coordinates and, you know, setting up my portals so I could get back to these places in the overworld. Oh, also guys, I ended up breaking one of my picks and I got mad, so I made 5 more. So these are all mending efficiency 5. I'm breaking 3 netherite picks. And I still got 8 netherite, so we're still doing good. Okay, so obviously all this stuff has to be decorated in the back, but for now I'm just gonna, you know, make the tunnels. Oh, there's a piece of netherite right there. Yoink. Everybody, a couple hours later, all of the tunnels are done. I don't have many rockets with me. I ended up wasting like an entire hour digging a tunnel that way to I don't know where. And I still have some labeling to do, and obviously the tunnels still need to be finished. But over here should be to the ice spike. I literally like don't have any more rockets, so I gotta be careful with them. But over there is the mycelium. Over there is the desert, and then if you keep going down and then turn to the right is going to be the mesa. And one thing that I didn't realize, apparently in the latest update, the mesa is not a thing anymore. It's called the Badlands, so that's new to me. And then I still have the coordinates for a mansion, but I'm not going to build a tunnel all the way there. Honestly, if I'm going to go to a mansion, I'm just going to fly in the overworld and just have it take forever. Anyways, I'm gonna go do more work on those probably off camera. I'm not gonna do it on camera because it's literally just tunneling. Alright guys, so now that we're kind of done with another for this episode, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get myself some polar bears because we don't have any. They used to be over where the flower farm was, but I destroyed their habitat here to make room for this. But I do still obviously want some, and what I'm thinking is the natural idea of moving them over here because over here we have our llamas, we have our mushrooms, and we have our parrots right there, so I'm thinking naturally move them over. Do I not? Oh, I don't have any arrows on me, dang. Now, where specifically? I guess the best place would be right here in this corner. It just seems right to me. Okay, so, ooh, I need to go to sleep. I guess first I'm gonna make them a really quick habitat, not anything permanent. And actually that reminds me, I have to fix the habitats of like llamas and mushrooms too, because it's very small and not really, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna build something just small for now, and then we're gonna go and grab them. Alright everybody, so this is a very rudimentary little polar bear thing. Anyway, look, these two have to get basically redone and probably moved because this is just a very... I'm getting stuck in my... Man, I'm getting stuck in my roller coaster here. There we go. These ones have to be moved too because they're just like basically tucked into the little mountain here. And I want to do something special because honestly, like as far as like what makes Minecraft fun, it's kind of just like the mobs and animals that you can kind of collect. So I definitely want to do something special, but it's for another day. Now is going to be the long and boring task of somehow getting the polar bears here. So I guess I'm going to grab some leashes, and I got some distance to travel. Okay everybody, so I brought the polar back here. Now I wanted to get two, I only have one. I might go get another one another time, but there's just the one. Technically they can't breed anyways, having one or two doesn't matter, but I do want to have a couple more. But I lit it up. He should be pretty safe in here, I guess. Should go ahead and maybe light some of this up. And I'm probably going to expand his biome just because I really like polar bears. Might extend it into the mountain, but we'll see. He should be good there for now, though. Hopefully nothing spawns here and just, like, runs down and attacks him. If it does, that would be extremely sad. I'm just going to... There you go. Just place a few here and there. There we go. Alright, guys. I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I think it's only going to be, like, 15 minutes long, but actually, like, 3 days went into this because... The Nether took quite a bit, and like I said, I'm kind of a college student. I literally have no time, but I'm using whatever time I have on Minecraft, so yeah, but it was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed, and I'm going to be playing a lot more often, just because I've been kind of enjoying this game recently. Yeah, anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. God bless, and goodbye.